What is good, my people? Welcome back to another video, man. I'm going to be showing you how you can get a bigger, thicker and stronger back from the comfort of your own home. I'm going to be running you through some different exercises, some that include, you know, a decent amount of equipment, some that don't require any equipment at all. Well, equipment that everyone should have in their home, and we're just going to get bigger, stronger and better together, man. So stay tuned in, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, all that good stuff, and let go, man. All right guys, so for the first exercise, what you're going to need is a towel and something to wrap a towel around. So it can be a pole, it can be, you know, something outside, anything that allows you to wrap the towel around, because you're going to perform some rows. So what you want to do is wrap the towel around like that, lean back slightly, and all you're going to do is pull yourself up, come back down in a controlled manner. Now, this is mainly a beginner exercise just to build up that strength in the back. You want to make sure your core is locked in. You're pulling with your hands, but you can also feel your back doing the work as well. And you also want to make sure that you're getting that squeeze in your back at the top of the movement. So obviously, to start off with, you might be more upright. As you get better and better at the movement, obviously the towel is also going to be a limiting factor as well. But if you have a longer towel, you can make the back do more work. And again, just make sure you get that squeeze at the top, come back down. Now, if you do become really good at these, you can put a backpack on and put weight in the backpack, like a water bottle, books, whatever, and then just carry on performing these. And again, these are going to build up your back and obviously the biceps as well, because it's part of the pulling movement. If you don't have a towel, then you may just have to use your hand. So you can just use one arm like this, pull in, come back down, switch over, pull, come back down, just like that. And that's one way that you can do rows with little to no equipment. So once you have mastered the rows and you want to continue to progress, what you're going to do is you can use a towel again. Again, you can find a bar, anything like this. This is just a piece of wood. And what you're going to do is chuck the towel over the bar. This essentially is going to be your pull-up bar in a sense, and it's also going to help your grip strength. And all we're going to do is grab the towel and we're just going to pull up, just like that. Now, obviously your grip is going to be a limiting factor with the towel pull-ups. However, you're still going to build that back strength up. And again, you're just making use of the resources that you have available to you. Now, if you're obviously a beginner, you may have to do some eccentrics. So that means you jump up, come back down slow, take a minute, reset again, jump up, come back down slow. That's an option. Again, it is very heavy on your grip. Ideally, you want to use a bar or something else that's going to allow you to have a better grip. But if all you got is a towel and something to hang it from, that may have to be the best option. Now, if you are really serious about your fitness, calisthenics journey, any sort of, you know, fitness related journey, get yourself a pair of rings. They're so versatile. They allow you to do so many different movements. And again, they allow you to work on a broad spectrum, from beginner to advanced. So we're going to go back to I wouldn't say a beginner movement, but, you know, someone who just getting into bodyweight movements. So we're just going to start off with a row. Hopefully I'm not too far back. Let me just like that, and just row up. Now, your foot placement will determine the difficulty of this movement. So the more that you come back, the harder the movement is going to become. So that's pretty simple. So when you make the attachment longer, the movement will become more difficult because you're more vertical to the ground. Now make sure that you got decent grip under you. See, from here, it's a more difficult movement. Now, ideally, you want to get very strong in this movement before progressing with using weight. So again, you can use a backpack, you can put a weighted vest on, any sort of thing that's going to make the exercise more intense. But you want to make sure that you're performing the movement correctly before you start to add weight. So when we're coming down, it's in a controlled manner. I'm just going to put these back up for a second because my shoes don't have the greatest grip. I don't want to grab the mat right now. So you're controlling both sides of the movement. You're not just, you know, and you're not letting your core sag. You're also putting an arc in your back to a certain degree, and then just pulling up and letting those back muscles do all the work. So as I previously stated, to make this exercise more difficult, the more parallel you are to the ground, the more difficult it becomes. So again, and guys, you don't necessarily need calisthenics rings and ropes to do this. I used to do this with a piece of string that was able to hold my body weight, and just made loops with it and then place my hand in it. But anyway, you want to grab a chair, bench, whatever is available to you. Once you raise your feet on here, you want to make sure that your core and everything is in place, and you're just gonna row up like before. Now obviously, higher your feet are, the more difficult it becomes. So if you aren't able to add weight to this movement with the use of a weight plate or anything like that, then you can just put your feet higher and higher, and the exercise will become more difficult. But ideally, it's probably best to progress with a weight plate. I have just grabbed a weight plate. Again, a book pack, books, anything that's heavy, and you just want to, let's get this out of the way quickly, be able to place it on your chest, feet up, same thing. Now obviously if I had a shirt on, it wouldn't have slid down, but you catch my drift. And that is one way that you can progress the bodyweight row, or inverted rows, whatever you like to call them. But I guess it's not so much body weight when you start to add weight to it, so I suppose it becomes an inverted row then. So your hand placement in these as well is going to affect the targeted area of your back, or the area of your back which you wish to target. So if I row in this motion, it's going to hit more of the mid back, but if I come with my arms like that, it's going to hit that upper back much more. So I'll just demonstrate one more time again. So almost it's like the arms, you bring your arms to your side. Again, you're still going to get that mid back work. Flare your arms out a bit more. It's a lot more of the upper back that's going to do the work, and also the rear delts as well. But same with the upright rows as well. Well, not upright rows, but when you're more upright, just changing the grip placement or the direction of which you're rowing is going to work different parts of the back. Now if you get really strong enough, I believe these are called tucked rows. If I'm incorrect, I'll put the right name on the screen. And so this is going to be a lot more challenging, a lot more advanced. And what you're going to do is bring your legs up like that. And you're just going to roll up like that. Again, that's a lot more challenging, involves a lot more body control. But if you find that you can do them, it's an excellent way to work the back, as well as getting some core strength as well. And let me just show you again from a different angle. Another exercise that you can do for your back, which again a lot of you may be unfamiliar with, is arc rows. So again, you want to set your rings up or whatever you're using like that, and what you're going to do is bring your hands down to your waist, so you're keeping those arms bent, and it's basically just like an arc up, just like that. Come back down slow, and that is the arc rows. Now it is a bit more of a technical movement, I would say. You kind of have to get your arm placement correct, and you really have to focus on targeting the back when performing this movement. However, fantastic movement. Again, it can be progressed with weight, so putting a backpack on, weighted vest, whatever, will allow you to really work on those arc rows. But I'm going to show you from another angle so you can see the back doing the work. just like that. Simple as that, man. Nothing really too complicated. It's just making sure that you understand how the movement pattern works, and then just get the results, man. So basically onto the final exercise, which is going to be pull-ups. Now, as you can see, my pull-up bar is not a conventional pull-up bar. I use my 2 gymnastic ring ropes, and then just put a very light barbell through it, and it makes a pull-up bar, so I have enough clearance to get my chin over the bar as well. Now obviously everyone knows that pull-ups are one of the best exercises to build up your back. Now if you're a beginner, I'm going to suggest to you to do a supinated grip rather than a pronated grip when it comes to pull-ups, because you may not have the back strength to pull like this just yet. So using a bit of assistance from your biceps, pulling like this is going to help to build up the muscles in your back, and then gradually you'll be able to move into the pronated grip and perform normal pull-ups. Now pull-ups, form is everything. You want to make sure that you're performing them correctly, man. First things first, I always like to come to a dead hang for every rep, and my chin over the bar for every rep. So when I'm coming up, chin over the bar, come back to a dead hang. A lot of people don't like to come back to a dead hang. It's your choice, really and truly, but I like to go through the full range of motion to get the full benefit of the movement. You don't want to be swinging up, so it's not a movement where you swing your body, and we're not looking for that. Basically, you want to pull in almost a slightly arced motion. I mean very slightly, so you can clear the bar, but at the same time you're going straight up as well. So obviously pull-ups is a great movement. Now if you can't do pull-ups, and you've done supinated pull-ups but you still can't do pull-ups, one thing that you can do is eccentrics on the pull-up bar. So what you will do is just jump up, come down slow, and then start all over again. So that is one option that you can do. Another option, if you have it available to you, you can use a resistance band, and all you're going to do is loop the resistance band over the pull-up bar like so, and you can place your foot, your knee or whatever in the band that is going to assist you in doing pull-ups. Just like that. But you still want to make sure the form is correct, and you don't want to pick a band that's too heavy, that's not still challenging, you know, your natural strength. So doing them with bands, as time progresses, you get a lighter and lighter band till you can do them with absolutely no assistance. But again, that's another option that you can do. Now if you find that there's a certain part of your pull-up that is weak or that you struggle with, you can practice doing isometrics in that position. So let's say for example my pull-up was weak around this area here. What I would do is just practice holding in that area to build up the muscular strength and endurance, just like that. And then naturally over time, when you're in that position, it will become stronger and stronger. Some people again like to hold in the top position, so they might be weakest just getting their chin over the bar. You can hold that, and again it builds up the muscular endurance and muscular strength in the back, man. So those are a lot of different variations and options that you can do to build a stronger, more defined, and obviously a bigger and thicker back. Don't use excuses. Don't say I don't have this, I don't have that. I've shown you many different options that you can use in order to get the results that you want, and everything that I've used can be substituted. So again, this can just be ropes. You make a loop, you tie the rope, and then you put a bar of some sort through it, or literally, you know, even if you don't want to, let's say you don't have a barbell and you don't have rope, but you have a ledge of some sort, just move this out of the way, literally you can do pull-ups on that, man. Now obviously your hands are going to be a determining factor, but your hands will get stronger over time. They'll become, you know, used to gripping onto whatever you are doing it, and naturally you'll be able to do more and more pull-ups and hold for longer and longer. But for the most part, don't use any excuses, man. Honestly, do not use excuses. If you want the result, make it happen, man. There's plenty of calisthenics places you can go to, or just make your own equipment at the end of the day. But that is how you can get a bigger and stronger back with little to no equipment. Hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, with that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.